Okay guys, so we're back out on the bank and we've come down to River Alyn. It's a couple of hours, literally 2 hours before work. I've gone to my usual spot and somebody's in there, you know, no worries. It's probably done me a favour because I need to learn some of the other spots in here. I always stick to that one. And being after a sea trout, probably the faster water will be better anyway. So I'll show you the spot now. We're going in for the first run down now, so we'll see how we do. I've actually been fishing quite a lot, but is that a fish? Oh, I think that was a fish. I'm not sure how deep it is here, but I think that was actually a fish on the first drop in. Anyway, we're just running a stick float through. We did actually take the stick. No, I think it is dragging the bottom there. Maybe not. I think we'll take an inch off. I think we had another bite then, but I think we are just dragging bottom. Yeah, we did take this rod out yesterday, literally just a rod and a bucket, and we went up further up the River D because I haven't ticked off a dace yet. Yes, we took this rod out yesterday, ironically, to catch what we've just caught first fish in this swim, a dace. Because we hadn't had one this year, so now we've had one from 2 different venues in 2 days. Nice to see. And yeah, we've been doing plenty of other fishing as well. I just haven't really been making the videos, just a load of sea fishing that I find it quite difficult sometimes, especially when you're fishing for the mini species, because you're so active it's really hard to video, and I just really wanted to tick off a few species, so I didn't want to be sort of interrupting the fishing, if that makes sense. But yeah, basically we've been to Blackpool twice looking for sole and tote pup. Now unfortunately we didn't on the first session, well, we didn't get any sole or tote pup, but we did get a double header of weaver and place, but we've already had them, and I had 2 double shots of those in the same order, weaver on the top, place on the bottom, and then on the second session I just had a flounder, but my friend who come with me, Lincoln, he did have a tote pup, so they're there to be had. So I'm going to be going back. The conditions both times weren't the best, so we're going to wait for some better conditions and with a bit of rougher tides and go back. Anyway, we've also been to the River Mersey. Now I think I'm done with the River Mersey. I don't know what it is, but I just can't catch fish out of that river. And the amount of times I blanked, I think unless I put a scratching rig out, I have blanked every time. Now I'm using fresh bait, fishing the spots, fishing different tides. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I just can't catch a thornback ray to save my life out of the Mersey. I've also been to Mostyn another 2 times. I had all them eels that time. I went back, I had 3 eels. The first time, oh, fish on there. Didn't even see the bite, I was just correcting the line. The first time we went to Mostyn, we had them 4 eels, and I lost nothing, no gear. So I went back, fished exactly in the same spot, had 3 eels. I just unhooked them in the edge because I'm there for a thornback ray. So they were only small ones, a few pounds. So I literally just unhooked them in the edge, and I was fishing as hard as I can, keeping the baits going out, and yeah, it didn't happen. But I lost 3 fish. I just hope they weren't rays. Had 3, lost 3, but also lost about 6 sets of gear, whereas I lost nothing the time before, so I don't know what was going on there. And then I've been back again since then, and I blanked and lost 2 sets of gear. I was a little bit late for the ebb, but I was there for the when it started flooding in, and which is usually the best time that I found, and yeah, nothing. So yeah. Them 2 places are sort of kicking me in the butt a bit. But anyway, we went to... Oh, it was a good fish on here. Again, I didn't have a bite, to be honest. It was just at the bottom of the run. This is... What have we got? A nice dace. That's a PB dace, that. That's a PB dace that's just gone. I've not caught many days. It wasn't huge. It was probably only about 4 ounces or something like that. But that's the biggest one I've ever had. Anyway, so that's it's weird. I've never had dace on the other spot down there with the deeper water. That's why I did think it was probably a good thing that I've not been able to get in that spot, because I think there's probably stands more chance of maybe picking up a sea trout. Anyway, so yeah, then we've been to Anglesey as well, and we went looking for gobies, a sand goby, and and whatever else we could get, I suppose. And yeah, anyway, I was fishing the big dock, and it was the whiting were. It was as soon as again, this is why you can't film, or I struggle to film, because it's non-stop bites. It's literally as soon as I pull them up in 4s, in 3s, and it was basically a case of I just tried to fish as hard as I could and fish through them. Well, 2 whiting on the last cast, 4 on this cast. Guess these guys are going to be a problem today, trying to separate the species. And it worked, to be fair. I must have had over 100 in total of the whiting, and probably 30 pouting as well. They were coming up in 2s and as well. And but we did get through them, and we managed a sand smelt. Lovely little sand smelt. Already had that, but it's nice to see. And that's only the 3rd one I've ever caught. So we managed a sand smelt, we managed some rock gobies, nice lovely conditioned rock goby, including probably a PB rock goby at the end. And then we did, on a size 22 hook, we managed to get the skin of ragworm, literally like the tiniest bit. We managed to get plenty of bites here. We managed to get a sand goby. Well guys, it's mental to think that I travelled all the way to Anglesey for this. This is what species hunting does for you. I'm pretty sure that is a sand goby. Let's get it in the tank and have a look. And we also managed to get, which I didn't expect, a painted goby, so I was really chuffed with that one. Never caught either of those 2 species before. Even though I thought I had, but I'm not going to go into that now. It was a common goby that I caught last year rather than a sand one, and the one I had earlier this year has been confirmed. I'm just sticking with that, although it has done my head in because everyone's saying different things. But the 2 fish are different, so I've had the 2 species now. That's good enough for me. So yeah, so I was really chuffed to catch them. I did land 1 sand goby, and it was in half. So whatever, as it's took the bait, something's took that as the bait and just smashed it. So the poor thing came up in half. Savage World down there just pulled up what I'm guessing is a sand goby, and it's something's bit it in half. Didn't get any indications on the rod, so it must have done it maybe on a bit of a slack line or something. But yeah, so that sort of brings us up to date. So yeah, lots of sea fishing, lots of not very good results, but some great results mixed in as well. And yeah, it's actually my birthday today, 48 years young today, and I'm going straight to work, unfortunately. And I thought I'll just come for a couple of hours, see if I can tick off a sea trout and get a couple of birthday fish, which we've already achieved. Well guys, we've just had this little fish. Now, I'm not sure. To me, it's not a grayling. I don't think it's a grayling, but it's almost like I don't know. It's not a dace either, is it? Look at the colours. And then it's got like that, like a bit of a sail of a fin. He's got on this side here. Is it a tiny grayling? There were that sort of speckled colours there. I'll have to check that. So 3rd species, little chublet. I've been thinking about it. It was a grayling, that last one. It just hadn't got its colours yet. I suppose when you think as they grow, they get darker and darker, don't they, as well? So yeah, that makes sense. Just from the nose, it's definitely, yeah. So smallest ever grayling I've caught, PB days, and a chub. It's great fishing these little rivers. You just never know what you're going to catch, and you know, on the right gear, it's good fun. Another species, little minnow. Just cast it across to the far bank in the slack, see if there's anything there, and he grabbed it. So this is the spot we're in, and we just had that minnow from that little pool over there, and then you've obviously got it's only like about a foot, 18 inches deep, and it's running all the way, nice, getting a nice run. Not loads of fish, but good fun. So guys, we've moved back into our ever faithful spot. Nice to catch some different fish from the other one though. So yeah, we're in the deep pool. Just chucked a couple of small handfuls of maggots out, and something came up, swirling out on there, so reasonable, around the pound mark, probably a grayling or a trout. But yeah, we've got the ledger rod, which I haven't used yet, but we might put that out and just put it down here, and then we've got the float for the run. Let's see what we can get. Fish on. Oh. Wow. Well, I don't know if that picked up on camera, guys, but I've just been snapped off. That was a big fish. That was a really big fish. That was several pounds, definitely. Never felt anything like that here. That's just parted the hook link. I can't remember if I've heard of pike being in here, small pike. But whatever that was, it was a real dogged, heavy. That was heavy, and then it just parted the hook link. So I wonder if it was a small pike, but we'll never know. Oh. But it just goes to show, like what I said before, these little rivers, this one goes into the D, so there could be anything in here. Well guys, it's been really frustrating in this swim. We've lost a couple of sort of the normal fish. I've got the ledger out, I just feel it bumping on my leg then. Little chubby chublet. But yeah, it's been really frustrating. The bites are just, I don't know if it's minnows or something, but just really sensitive bites, and lost a lot of fish, dropped a lot of fish. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's coming to the end of the summer holiday, so whether this spot's been, you know, sort of hammered by the kids, which would be great if it has. Nice to see them getting out. Maybe the fish are just really on guard, but I think maybe barbed hooks might be the way forward on here. Just because the fish are so sort of wiry and thrashing around, they just seem to be just jumping off, just managing to get off. So maybe next time barbed hooks might be the way forward. I think people tend to use them more on the natural venues anyway. Well, we've just had best fish of the session on the float rod, wiry as anything. Hooks come out in the net. He's very camera shy. Possibly the best sized grayling I've had from this spot anyway. Oh my god. Got the net below him, so I'll just try and get a quick picture, and then we can have a look at his dorsal. It's cracking fish. Let's get him back. Yeah, I mean, as an example, that fish for, if we give him, just rest him in the net, if we give him that fish for the fight, say 2 out of 10, that other fish was 10 out of 10. It was a different league. It was something. It had to have been either a barbel, a carp, or a pike. And the pikes would possibly, or a big chub, but a big, 4 pound at least. To do what it did, it's just the rod just hooped over, and it's just like when it's like when the rod's creaking and the line's like singing, and it's just yeah. I mean, it wasn't. We'll never know.